Hi, this is Kim Turner, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a formula using an if function. So an if function allows you to show the reader one of two values. So a decision has to be made within the formula. We're going to say the decision of yes or decision of no. So let's first look at the situation here. We have a spreadsheet for a call center log. A call center log is used for a customer service position where they talk with customers and in some cases they might put the customer on hold. So the goal of this company, or KPI, or Key Performance Indicator, is that the customer is not kept on hold for more than 15 seconds. So column M is going to illustrate when a customer was on hold for more than 15 seconds. If they're on hold for more than 15 seconds, of course that's a negative thing. So in that case, the value in the cell is going to show a 1. If the customer is on hold for less than 15 seconds, that would be a positive thing. So the value in the cell is going to show a 0. So what we're going to track here is if the value in L5 is greater than 0. If it's a negative number, that's a good thing because that means that the customer was kept on hold for less than 15 seconds. But if it's greater than 0, that would be a negative because the customer was kept on hold for too long and didn't meet the KPI. In this cell, cell L10, the customer was kept on hold for 20 seconds over the 15-second goal. So if this is the case, we want a 1 to appear in column M. If the value is negative, which is less than 0, then we want a 0 to appear in column M. So the results in column M are going to be a series of 1s and 0s. The 1s are what we want to pay attention to because those mean that the company did not meet their KPI. So let's first start with finding the if function. I'm going to click on M5, and we can search for a function using the Formulas tab, but I always like to go to f of x. The f of x symbol is here to the left of the formula bar. Go ahead and click on that, and you can see a list of commonly used functions. Here I notice that the if function is one that's commonly used, and it's at the bottom of the list, so I'll click on it and then I'll click OK. Excel has started the formula equals if and an open parenthesis. The first thing that needs to appear is the logical test. And in this case, the logical test is going to be if the value in column L is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, or if it's a positive number, and that logical test is true, then I want a 1 to appear in the cell. If that test is false, if it's a negative number, then I want a 0 to appear in the cell. So first, the logical test. If the value in L5, go ahead and click on it, is greater than 0, or if it's a positive number, use a comma. If the test is true, then I want a 1 to appear. If it's false, then I want a 0 to appear. So I separate the true and the false values with commas. And then go ahead and put a close parenthesis and hit enter. So you'll notice that the first value, the value in M5, is 0. So let's check it to make sure the formula is working correctly. If the value is 0, then that means that the value in L5 is less than 0, or that the hold time has met its goal. And it has. 5 seconds is less than 15 seconds, so 0 is appropriate. Now I'm going to autofill down the column, and it looks like Office 365 does not have the fill without formatting symbol. So you might need to use the Format Painter by selecting the column, clicking on the Format Painter, which is the paintbrush in the clipboard group, and then clicking on column M. So now it looks like I have 1s and 0s down the column. I'm going to double check one more value in the column just to make sure that it's working correctly. So I notice here I'm going to check M19. I see that the value is a 1, and a 1 should appear if the value in L19 is over 0, more than 0, and it is. It's 30. And yep, it should be a 1. So that shows how to use an if function if you want one of two values to appear in a cell based on a condition in your spreadsheet.